Hey everyone, thanks for joining me again for this video. I'm going to be talking about the Aucoin Sensual Aucoin. Ugh, why did I buy this? I'm going to be talking about the Aucoin Sensual Skin Enhancer. I can't say it. Why did I buy this? Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be letting you guys know what I thought about a newer product that I tried out recently that you saw in my last haul. It is the Aucoin Sensual Skin Enhancer, and this is something that I picked up from the Sephora VIB Rouge sale. I was so excited to try it because I love things that give really great coverage. I love the idea of using a fuller coverage product, but just using less of it instead of using something that may give a light to medium coverage and feeling like you need to put layers and layers on, because it does give, in the long run, a much more natural look. The first thing that you'll notice about this face product is that it actually is quite small. It's in a very small jar when you receive the product. This is because it's a very pigmented product, so you really don't need a lot. And when I say you don't need a lot, I have used this maybe 5 or 6 times, and I still have the little perfect swirl, like an ice cream cone. You know, when the top of the ice cream cone gets that little curl, I still have that in this product. So I've used such a small amount. My favorite way to actually get it out of the jar itself is to use a beauty spatula, or to just take the cotton off of the end of a Q-tip and use it that way. I found that it is an easier enough product to apply. It's definitely thicker than your average foundation, and you just don't use so much of it, so it's not something that's necessarily harder to apply, but it is definitely way more thick than your average foundation. The fact that it came in such a small jar really didn't bother me. I actually quite prefer it. When you think about foundations, most of them are 30 ml, so usually the run-of-the-mill, high-end, or drugstore foundation will give you about 30 mils of product. So this one here is a L'Oreal True Match, and this one here is a YSL foundation. And those two are actually the exact same size. They're both 30 ml. So for me, I would prefer to have a much smaller bottle just because 1, it's better to travel with, 2, it doesn't take as much room on my vanity, and 3, it seems really excessive to get wasteful packaging. I do love a pump on my foundations, don't get me wrong, but sometimes I just prefer a smaller bottle. So the shade that I got in this product is SX04, and it was a little tough for me to pick out my shade online without actually being able to swatch them. The one that I wanted originally was the SX03, and that one was out of stock when I ordered. So I decided to go with the SX04. When it came in the mail, I did think it might be a little bit too yellow for my skin tone, but when I actually applied it to the skin and had it all blended, it did work out. I loved the coverage that this gave, don't get me wrong. The problem that I ran into this was I found that it accentuated my pores like nothing I've ever had on my skin. It was like, if you picture your skin as a road with potholes in it, imagine filling those potholes with this product and being able to visibly see that on the skin. Like, this had me sending pictures of my face to all of my friends, like, what is going on? I look like I have freckles that are slightly lighter than my skin. It was the strangest thing, but it was this product. And I did try it multiple times. I tried applying it different ways. I tried using it with a primer, no primer. It did not work for me. And it didn't work for me so much to the point that this will be going back to the store. Sometimes I do, even if I'm not crazy about a product, I really like to hold on to them, to put them in a blog post or a video post for products I regret purchasing. But this did retail for around $50. So for something that was $50 that's just going to sit on my vanity and never get used again, it's really not something that I want to hang on to. If you guys have any tricks about this product, please let me know about it, because it was really something that I was excited to use. I'm not saying that his products aren't something that I like in general. I really want to try his sculpting powder. I've heard really good things about that. And I am going to still try more things from his brand, but this just did not work for me. I'm usually like an NC15, NC20 in MAC. So if you guys need that as reference, the SX04 did work, but it does have a very yellow undertone, whereas the SX03 is more of a neutral pink, I believe. So that was the one I wanted originally, but this one did work out for me in the end. The only issue was the actual texture that it left on my skin. So I will say this, when you're using this product, use the smallest amount. Like, if you think you're using a really small amount, cut that in half, and if you need more, go for it, but I can almost guarantee you that you won't. This would last somebody forever. ever if they were using this as their complexion product. I do think that it would be really good if you were just covering a localized area, such as a blemish or a sunspot, anything like that. But as for all over the face, especially in this area here, it was just not flattering on me. It was just not something that I want to put on my face again. And I'm glad I still have the receipt, because this will definitely be going back to the store. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful with this product. Like I said, if you're looking for a really super heavy duty concealer for a blemish or a sunspot, this may be something that you would want to check out. But if you were using it all over the skin, it's definitely not something that's on my list of recommendations. If you guys haven't already checked out my Elle Canada video entry for the beauty playlist contest, I will link that below. Make sure that you check that video out and give it a thumbs up or share it with your friends so Elle Canada knows that you want to see more videos from me. And if I win, I'll be able to afford some lights, so I'll be able to actually film in decent lighting, and I won't have to wait by my bedroom window and get really excited when the sun comes out. I will be able to film at any time of the day, and I'll also be able to purchase a new camera. So let me know what you think of that video, and I will talk to you guys very soon. Bye!